China's Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, is a global infrastructure development project that aims to connect countries in Asia, Europe, and Africa through the construction of ports, railways, roads, and other critical infrastructure. While the BRI promises economic growth and increased connectivity, concerns have been raised about the debt trap policy associated with Chinese loans, particularly in Asia and Africa. This video explores the BRI's impact on countries in these regions and examines the debt burdens faced by some of the most heavily indebted nations. Pakistan, $27.4 billion. Pakistan has received substantial investment and loans from China for various infrastructure projects, including the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, CPEC. The debt burden has raised concerns about Pakistan's ability to repay the loans and its long-term economic sustainability. Pakistan, with a debt of $27.4 billion owed to China, Pakistan is heavily reliant on Chinese loans for infrastructure projects, including the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, CPEC. China has invested heavily in various infrastructure projects, such as the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, CPEC, which aims to connect Gwadar Port in Pakistan with China's western regions. While these investments have the potential to drive economic growth, concerns arise regarding the long-term implications of the debt burden on Pakistan's financial stability and sovereignty. Chinese economic difficulties have significantly contributed to Pakistan's ongoing economic challenges. Sri Lanka, $7.2 billion. Sri Lanka's Hambantota port, financed by Chinese loans, has become a symbol of the debt trap issue. Sri Lanka had to lease the port to a Chinese company for 99 years due to financial difficulties, raising concerns about sovereignty and strategic control. Chinese loans have played a significant role in Sri Lanka's economic collapse and bankruptcy. Bangladesh, $4 billion. Bangladesh has also received significant Chinese investment for infrastructure development, including the construction of power plants, ports, and bridges. While the projects have contributed to the country's development, concerns exist about the associated debt burden. Maldives, $3 billion. The Maldives has witnessed a rapid increase in Chinese loans for infrastructure projects, including the construction of a bridge and an airport expansion. The heavy debt burden has raised concerns about the country's financial sustainability and potential influence by China. Nepal, $2 billion. Nepal has received Chinese investment for infrastructure projects such as hydropower plants and road construction. While these projects are crucial for Nepal's development, managing the associated debt burden remains a challenge. Angola, $22 billion. Angola has accumulated significant debt owed to China, primarily for infrastructure projects in the energy and transport sectors. Concerns have been raised about Angola's ability to repay the loans and the potential impact on its economy. Ethiopia, $7.4 billion. Ethiopia has received substantial Chinese investment for infrastructure projects, including railways, highways, and industrial parks. While these projects have contributed to Ethiopia's development, there are concerns about the debt burden and its impact on the country's financial stability. Kenya, $7.4 billion. Kenya has been a recipient of Chinese loans for projects such as railways, ports, and power plants. The debt burden has raised concerns about Kenya's ability to manage repayments and maintain long-term economic stability. Djibouti. Djibouti, a strategic location for China's military base, has seen a surge in Chinese loans for infrastructure development, including ports and railways. The debt burden is particularly high relative to the country's GDP, raising concerns about its economic sustainability. The debt trap policy associated with the BRI has faced criticism for its potentially exploitative nature. Chinese loans often come with higher interest rates and shorter repayment windows compared to international institutions like the World Bank. This places a heavier burden on borrowing countries and raises concerns about their long-term financial stability and sovereignty. The sustainability of the debt incurred through the BRI is a pressing concern. high debt levels can impede economic growth, hinder development initiatives, and limit a country's ability to repay its obligations. The president of the World Bank, David Malpass, has expressed concerns about the sustainability of the debt carried by many countries involved in BRI projects. Looking ahead, it remains uncertain whether the same debt restructuring processes available through institutions like the Paris Club will be applicable to Chinese debt. While China has become a significant lender to low- and middle-income countries, the terms and conditions of Chinese loans differ from those of traditional international lenders. China's Belt and Road Initiative has undoubtedly brought infrastructure development opportunities to participating countries in Asia and Africa. However, the concerns surrounding the debt trap policy associated with the BRI warrant careful consideration. It is crucial for countries to assess the long-term economic sustainability of borrowing and ensure that infrastructure investments align with broader development goals. Collaborative efforts between borrowers and lenders are necessary to ensure responsible lending practices in debt management, ultimately promoting sustainable and inclusive growth in participating nations.